Right, so this is probably the biggest benefit of using Chitubox is that the support system on here is pretty good. So let's go to support and select the model. So I'm going to use the model that I pre-hollowed already because I know that works. And let's have a look at supports. Pretty fast, okay. That's good. Still looks quite similar as to before. So if I bring up auto supports, again, no tooltip. What is this? This is new. I don't know what that is. Okay, so that just does it there. Okay, that's fine. Auto support add. So they were saying there was some new magic support thing feature, which I don't see. What am I missing? Magic. Okay, so this is new. What about this? Support groups. Yeah, okay, so this is the new thing that they've added is you can add in different groups, which is going to be useful if you do a lot of manual supports. So we'll get to that. What I do want to check out is this magic support. So let's run the auto support. No, first thing, I am going to import in my old support profiles from version 1.4. The annoying thing is you can't delete these default profiles. High carb to support. I want to change that to manual save. I want to import profile. Okay. Profile content have only importing matching parameters. Okay, so it looks like there are new profile parameters. And again, you can't delete these old ones. These default ones. So these are the new ones that I've imported in. Yeah, these, okay, so the settings are all different here. Right. Where are my support settings? I'm sure they're there. I can't see it though. I'm going to run an auto support on this just to quickly show you how it should look. Okay. Now we go back I don't like these hidden menus. Another more settings? Come on. I really prefer the old style where you can see the settings in tabs. This is a step back in my opinion. And the fact that I can't adjust the window size as well. Okay. Alright. So this is new. So auto support type. Right. Before you just have these settings, and then you can either add to platform or all. In the new version, there's auto support type. Okay, so let's run the different types of auto supports and see. Branch looks pretty good. Let's use my sorry guys, I am just going to okay, so the raft setting has imported. So what I've been doing lately is using a raft hexagonal raft, and it does looks like it has carried across the settings, which is fine. And it looks like it has a little warning thing here, which is fine. And if I do auto support on the heavy, let's see. Yep, so it looks like it has kept my settings, old support settings. So that's good, guys. So yeah, if you want to import in some of your old support settings from Chitubox Pro version 1.4 into version 2, it does look like it carries across quite nicely. And it looks like you can customize even more advanced settings per profile now. I think previously before, I don't know. Just feel I like the settings to be visible straight away. Sometimes I do tweak them. Okay, so that's marked as red. That's fine. Middle section touch. So it's got a red mark here, but it doesn't, when I hover it, it doesn't tell you why. Sorry, this is just a small pillar. That's fine. In the top. bidirectional cross bracing. Okay, I've never used this one. So this, yeah, this will be, since this is the first time I'm testing version 2, there are some new settings I've not used before. So it would take me some time to get used to it and to see if actually I'll need it or not. You know, things, I've been printing for years and things always constantly get updated and changed. In terms of my workflow, personal workflow, and how I do supports. So that is going to, yeah, be me experimenting with different things, see how it goes. But let's just use their default heavy support setting for now. I'll do auto support. And basic settings. Okay, so it looks like it does obey the angle setting here. So just so you guys are aware, the angle setting here shows you the angle where in red here where you'll need support. So by changing this, you can get a good indication of where you need support. So by default it's 45, 20, and so if you're adding manual supports, what I typically do is I set a 30 degree angle for auto supports, and then I'll go in and add manual supports where I need to. And then I can turn this down lower to see where I may need it. Okay, so this all feels quite similar to the old version, which is good. So no major workflow changes here. Now let's have a look at the magic supports. So I'm going to do a version here with the old auto supports. And also I want to take a look at later on these new ones down the bottom. They look similar, but yeah, we'll go through that a little bit later on when we add manual supports. For now, I just want to try this new magic support thing that they've advertised, because that seems like a big selling point for them. So I'm going to save this project. Okay, so just a heads up, yeah, it doesn't know if you're saving a project or exporting as a STL, so you'll just need to make sure you check that manually in the file type drop down, because by default it will just default to the last save file type. And I'm not sure if it did that in the old version or not. Okay, can we rename? Yes, we can. Okay, hhead auto, and then we'll duplicate this one. Can we duplicate it? here. It's fine. Let's just re-import the just trying to find out how I can duplicate this setup. Copy. Okay. Let's rename this one to Magic. Okay, and let's see if we can go back to the support section. Yes, okay, that's good. And then we'll clear all, and let's try Magic support. And have a look at the support groups. New Magic profile, okay. That's good. Cloud, support parameters, cancel, no idea, skip that for now. So tooltips, Chitubox developers, please add them, as it's not clear on what these buttons do. So import, Magic support, and export, okay. Upload your Magic support. What is this? Edit profile. So see, you got tooltips here. Why don't you have tooltips here? Yes. Step 1. Support parameter. Okay. Auto support mode. Or auto support type. Adaptive. What is step 2? Okay, so it looks like you can start grouping in. I'm not sure how useful this is going to be honest. So you can start, recording or doing macros. Maybe useful for some other people. Alright, so let's just do 2 for now. So you can start running macros on the different types of auto supports. And then does it group it? Oh, there you go, okay. I mean, yes, it does show you the different types, but you can't change it afterwards. it just basically highlights the different steps. And there's no option here to add a new support group. So it's not really a group, it's just a history list. Maybe I might be using this wrong, but yeah, to me it just feels like a history list of different actions that it's performed in this magic support action list. Like you can't actually go in here and edit the groups once you've done it. So there's really no point in having this. Let's say I don't like what it's done here, so I want to delete it. Can I delete? What is this? Again, no tooltip, so how the hell am I supposed to know what this button does? It's just edit. Select the edit. Okay, so this is normal. So that's normal. Yeah, editing supports. Okay, so that's good. So unless you can delete the selected types, right? So let's start all over. Let's go clear all, and we'll run this magic supports. So it's basically just an action list of different types of auto supports that you can do, and it breaks it down into different groups for you if you need to. Interesting. I think previously before you couldn't do auto supports more than once. So yeah, if you need to do auto supports more than once and stack them together, then this is the stack here. And then what you can do is you can separate out the different and edit the different types. Now what I am seeing is these weird lines. See these weird lines? Is that saying this is islands? I've not noticed these weird lines before. Okay, anyway, so magic support, okay, might be useful for people who want to stack auto supports. Not for me. What I was hoping was the ability to do custom support groups. So let's say I add a bunch of manual supports for the years. I want to be able to group these supports that I add into its own group, basically, and just so as a visual thing, and then also ability to hide or isolate various groups. That would have been handy. But how often would I use that? Probably not too often. So yeah, magic supports, okay, fine. I can see some use cases for it, but not for me. So let's have a play with manual supports, and we'll see what manual supports does. So this is pretty standard by default. Yep, So that's your default manual auto settings. That's good. And then clear deleting. Yep, that all behaves as the same as before. That's good. We add inside. Yep. Yep, that's all the same as before. And let's have a look at the island. And I'm still seeing these weird lines. Is that? Oh, okay, and you have a quick list here. That'll be handy. Yeah, that's handy. Has that always been there? I don't remember. No. Okay, so that's new. That's going to be handy. So in the old version, you can't visualize. You can't change the visualization of the supports. Support type visualization easily. In the new version, yeah, that's good. So you can toggle off the main branch and just have the contact points visible. That's good. Or just have the small contact points. So the middle and the top basically you can toggle it. Good. Okay. Let's have a look at this island detection. And I feel like this will be the same as before, but let's check it. Okay, so they have updated how it's visualized. So previously, before it's basically just a little red mark, which can be a little bit hard to see. Yeah, it just does this. Whereas in the new version, it actually does a little highlight thing. Yeah, that's good. Good guys, good job there. And it has a little radar thing as well. That's good. Nice one. I do like that. Hey. Okay. And it also lets you rotate in the selected. If you right click on an area, it does actually rotate based on where you've right clicked, which is good. That's always been the case, but some time ago that hasn't been the case. Actually, no, that has changed, hasn't it? So by default, it rotates around the object. I think. Yeah, by default, it rotates around the center of the object. But now it looks like you can change the rotation based on where it's selected or not. Maybe yeah, it feels like it's rotating by, yeah, definitely is rotating by where you're selecting. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's great. So that's a great, nice little change. I'm not sure if it's a setting that you can toggle on and off, but the rotation angle, you can now set it to rotate by last point of selection on the model, rather than rotating around the center of the object, which can get tricky when you're adding supports. So that might always have been there, but it does feel better. Does feel better. So I'm right clicking when I rotate, right? And each time I press right click, it feels like it's rotating on the spot that I selected. Yeah, see that? And then if yeah, definitely. Okay, so that's great. So that's definitely new. Because you can see in the old version, it only ever rotates by the center of the object. Yeah, great. Good. Okay. So I think that alone would be, yeah, that little quality of life change, that alone is worth updating. Now, I don't know if the free version has this, but if you're already paying for Pro, and then yeah, I think that little change is already going to make the software feel a bit easier. Now let's where were we? So we've gone through island detection, so that all works great. Yeah, fair bit of overhaul, just quality of life update on these, which is good. Okay, now let's have a look at different support types. So vertical support, that's still normal. Yeah. No, yes. Yep, that's auto, vertical, straight. Yeah. And then you've got branch. Is that the same as before? The connection. Yeah, so they've toggled a few things around here. See, I use this so much, Chitubox so much, when they start moving things around, I feel it. I do feel it. Branch, joint, small pillar, forked, tree, contour, face, boundary. So they have also changed the name as well, from the sounds of it. So branch, so if I can show you what branch was, right, so this is what I do most of the time. If you go to branch, you can manually add these type of supports in the middle, right, which is handy because you're not adding more supports to the build plate, but you are just helping it to grab any overhang bits. So what is that now in the new version? So they've now called it forked. Is that right? Yeah, so it looks like they've renamed the branch to fork. And they also have tree, small pillar, branch. So this is called branch too, for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure why they changed the name, because this used to be called connection, right? So you can go, right? So you can do this type of stuff. Ooh, it's a bit, seems like it's bugged out a bit. Seems a bit buggy in the way that it looks and feels. Right. Whereas if I look at the old version and select connection, which is exactly the same thing, right? So that gives you a real-time feedback. Whereas in the new version, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Yeah. And it does still have that preview. Okay, that's fine. So that's similar. Okay, and 2 points connected. Yeah, that still works the same. It looks like they haven't updated. Oh yeah, they have. Yay! Okay, that's good. So previously, before with the 2 points connected, they wouldn't let you change the bottom, right? The bottom contact point. So if you were doing something like this, manual supports, you couldn't change the bottom contact point size. It would be a big chunky contact point like this. But in the new version, yeah, they are letting you change the bottom contact point. Right, so that's great. Good job, guys. Okay. That's going to be very handy. Yep. See that? So the bottom contact point shape and size is based on your settings here. So that's great. But you always need to disable this magnet link if you want to do manual supports. There you go. Yeah, that's going to be helpful to add tiny little supports like this. Okay, good. And then we got the small pillar, which I assume, again, turn off the magnet. I assume it's going to be the same as before. Yep, very similar. So it looks like the middle, there we go, small pillar. Okay, so this is where, yeah, I needed to change the setting. That's good. That's and that little warning thing, that's come in handy. Yep, so that's where you would change that. So that's going to be handy for very small overhangs. Okay, great. And then this, yeah, so they've renamed the branch to be forked. And that's basically where you would add the supports in between, like so. Okay. Tree support. I'm not sure what tree support does. Okay, yeah, that's the same as before. So no difference there. And you press escape and it will let you escape out of the tree and then let you add another one. Cool, so that's still the same as before, still handy. And contour support, I believe that's the same. I've never used contour support. Yeah. I don't know, yeah. I don't find this very useful at all. You might, but yeah, it's all good. Same as before, I think. And face. Yep, I've not used face support before either. Okay, and Control Z, undo, seems to work. Nice. And I haven't had a crash yet, which is also good. So Chitubox has been known to crash during the support making process, but yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. So what's this one again? Boundary. Boundary seems useful. I've not, yeah, I don't use it too often, but could be useful for manual supports like this. Yeah, so that's all the different type of support settings. Manual support settings that you're probably not going to have in the free version, so the pro version. Now, in terms of what's changed between version 1.4 and version 2, the big one for me, the super useful one for me is the 2-point connected, which is now joint support. Now allows you to have a different bottom setting, bottom connected setting. So that's going to make prints a lot cleaner, where we don't have such a thick contact shape down the bottom. So that's the big one for me. Yeah, but in terms of what else has changed in the support, manual support section, not too much else, but that's a big one, guys. That's gonna be great for adding small supports, small manual supports. Okay, so that's the support section covered. One thing that you probably want to be aware of is now the raft and the bottom support shape type is now up here, and it's not, it's not separated down the bottom here. So just beware of that. It's not up here. Feels a bit strange, but okay. I guess that means you can't use, different types of rafts for different settings, which, it's probably a good idea.